good old sketchbook for a fresh page of doodling. Always gotta make sure the lead is just right. A little 2-click. So starting off here, I'm really just going for what we'd call like a thumbnail sketch. It's kind of how this whole piece is gonna spiral out of control. So with this little thumbnail. So I guess the concept here was sort of like a rock island. I'm imagining, even before I've added it, some waves around it. And just sort of staggering them, a little small, medium, large. And just some ripples kind of going around. Oh yeah, it's nice to unwind with a day, just doodling. Yeah, today wasn't anything too out of the ordinary. It was pretty relaxing, actually, very productive. I started off the day. I've been doing these early morning walks. I started like back in April. Just trying to get my steps in, really trying to be healthy, trying to beat those 8,000 steps a day. So a good strategy I found is starting off the day with like a 30-minute walk and then ending the day with a 30-minute walk. And in doing so, I get about 7.5, 8,000 steps. So it's been a pretty good strategy. I'm just not the most committed to working out every day. Like, I love working out. I try and make it a part of my lifestyle. As of recently, I've been doing it more, but at minimum, getting those steps in has made a huge improvement in just overall stamina and feeling good, feeling productive. It's just a good longevity thing, getting those steps in. And it's starting to get colder out, so I bundle up. I got my thermals on, got my pants, my long socks, a hoodie, a puffer coat, my beanie. And I even picked up some gloves just so I can really let those arms swang. So, I start to, since I've been doing this since April, I've started to notice more and more familiar faces on some of these walks. Less so now that it's getting colder out. We're in October. It's like 45, 50 degrees in the morning. But there's this one older gentleman I'm always passing by, and, I try and say something nice, like, oh, like, stars are out, or you make a little comment, like, oh, it's getting colder. And he looks at me, he's like, oh, it's not too bad. I'm like, yeah? He's like, oh, I'll put some, what do you say, hair on your, you like pause, chin. For sure. So just brief little exchanges like that. It's just a nice way to start the day. So I got my walk in, and I have a first generation Tacoma that I just love. Treating me really, really good for almost a decade. We're inching up to a decade. I was just getting some like road vibration, and I tend to do a lot of the work to it myself with the help of friends, of course. They're huge help, huge part of making stuff like that possible. Is just having buddies to push you through those moments when you're like, oh, I don't know if I got this, like, depending on what kind of maintenance it is, or mod, but yeah, I got a couple of really good friends that help me with that stuff. But in all my oil changes, I'll rotate my tires, my wheel tires, and I was just getting this road vibration. I'm like, it's probably the balance. Talking to my buddies, like, yeah, I think it's your balance on your tires. So I take it to the shop. They do it for free. Place I bought the tires from, and there's really nice, wholesome people. So I got there pretty early, like 8 a.m. Did all that before work. Got to work, and it was pretty laid back. What did I do? I sewed a bunch of polos. I sewed some like kind of sportier long sleeve jackets. Look like some track stuff, or I think it was for basketball. And some hoodies. So I'm sewing these red hoodies all day. I'm just listening to some music, listening to some YouTube, catching up on all the latest, drama and anything the internet thinks it wants me to watch. So, here, one sec. So yeah, that was pretty much my day at work, just chugging along. It's really peaceful. It can be kind of lonely, so it's nice to have something to listen to. I love podcasts. Like this guy Andrew Huberman, man, we all joke about him being that super health nut, but he's giving me good ideas. He's giving me plenty of good ideas, fun stuff to think about. I love science, so I'm always interested in what was he talking about this week? I haven't gotten through the whole episode, but I want to say it was something about lymph nodes. It's like, I never thought too much about lymph nodes. I know they get swollen, so he's just spitting out the facts. You'll have interesting people on. And he's got this froggy voice. He calls it froggy, so I can say that. But it's got this parasocial liking for that Huberman, man. He's fun to listen to for me. He doesn't put me to sleep. He keeps me interested. So yeah, after that, I ran to the store, got some gas, got the food I wanted. I got cucumbers and a bunch of stuff to keep making those healthy meals. And yeah, it was pretty much my day. That's how most of my weeks go, is walking, doing all that. When I get off work, normally I'll go on a walk, but today's a little different. Today's one of those Wednesdays. I sort of just munched on some eggs and then got right to it. My partner, she's out having dinner with some friends, so it kind of worked out. I got this time to myself to get this drawing done, doodle it out, and reflect on it. So, yeah, getting back to the task at hand here, you can see that little island sort of turned into almost like its own plateau. And the water, I just figured I'll have that drip down. It'd be kind of cool. A little bit tucked away in the clouds. It's a bit out there. Again, this is a doodle that just sort of pieced together. Got little cloud man sort of just like, I don't know, got that little woe on his face. Maybe he blew the wind around. Maybe he's just sort of taking a yawn. And some rolling hills. Got these rocks sort of popping out, keeping that theme going, up close in the foreground, far away in the background. Yeah, just really just enjoying the process here. Like I mentioned before, I tend to get really focused on like a finished product. So instead of like last week's video, I wanted to do something that was just way more relaxed. There's no expectation. I didn't come in with an idea or a reference or anything like that. This is just off the noggin, freestyling, however you want to put it. When I'm drawing, I tend to listen to some of my favorite music. I have a playlist I'll put on. It's just all my favorite like relaxing songs, and that includes anything that just sort of hits the vibe. I go for more like indie folk singer-songwriter in this playlist, but I love Mac Miller. Sometimes he'll sneak his way in. He's not just a hip-hop guy, or was. He had a very nice taste. So I had some of that going on in the background while I'm doodling. Oh, but man, I love music. We actually, we're going to be going to a concert here soon. We're going to one of my partner's favorite artists, Eden. I believe he's an Irish fella. So he's making all his... He's going all the way to Oregon from Ireland. So we're going to get the crew together, drive up to Portland this weekend, and just enjoy it. Just really enjoy it. I think the album, let me look at it, it's called Dark. And you gotta love this too. He just put out like an extended version, a really quality extended version of this album. Just gotta plug the guy. I'm looking at it here. And I thought the first was really good. He added, I want to say, Trophy Hunting, Twin. I need to give the other three a good listen. I won't say they were pretty good too, but some of my favorites off this album, the original at least, have been Still, of course, ZZZ. Paris Tear Gas is really good. Ghost in the Shell just has this like, it's pulling you away feeling. The wind just, it's hard to describe. Five Ever, witty, good. Girl's a fun one. Pocket, it's nice, but yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's one of those shows too. It's in like a theater hall, so it's not this huge auditorium where, you know, to get up close you're spending hundreds of dollars. This was like $40-$50, and then splitting the drive with friends just helps pass the time, keeps things affordable. And yeah, you get so much closer to the artist. It's nice just to really soak that in. You know, some people are very adamant on not recording shows, being present. And I totally respect that. I think that's honestly superior to how I like to enjoy shows. But how I like to enjoy shows is recording while I'm listening, while I'm there. Because I don't know about you guys, but I love live versions. And when you're there to experience the live version, as present as you can be, and I'm just holding the phone kind of like below my right shoulder, not in anybody's way, mainly just trying to get the audio. Oh, it's so nice to listen back to. It just brings you right back to it. So as much, you know, throw all the shade you want at me. I'm not the type holding my phone like above my head in front of other people. I'm trying to keep it low key just for myself. And, you know, I'll post it. Got another page I'll post it on. And, you know, the comments are always really nice. People are very appreciative. You know, that's not why I do it, but it's nice to see other people like, yeah, thanks, man. Couldn't make it to this one. You know? Like, oh, this song, the way it just hit me, I'm like, glad I could share it. Yeah, some of my favorite shows I've been to have been Break-Ins. He's like a hyper pop, if you want to call him that. Musician. The Hypochondriac album is just so good. It just hits all the feels. The guy just puts his heart into it. That was awesome. I've seen Ben Howard twice. Love that man. We went to his Is It album, which has got a funny cover, but man, was it good. I've seen Jason Mraz. I've seen Colby Calais. Trying to think who else just off the dome. We just saw Sleep Token. Oh my god. It was incredible. We had nosebleeds, so granted, it can only be so good, but dude, we were all just jaw dropped. Just completely taken aback. And I'm not an OG Sleep Token fan. I came in around their Back to Eden or Return to Eden album. Really loved Even in Arcadia, and that was the tour we got to see, also up in Portland. Whew, that stage design. Vessels, he's just so good live. He has like this like almost like tight like belting. He'll hit these really high notes. Oh, that was one I got some audio, some video for. And yeah, Provider, amazing. You know, I really wanted him to play the song Gethsemane, but you know, we got things like Infinite Baths ending on there's rose petals falling from the ceiling, and that was just incredible. So taking a look here, sort of the finished product. I had some trees, give some shadows to the rolling hills. You know, I'll do like these vertical lines as I've described for like shadows or an up or downward draw. So I'm just signing it off here. Something light, something fun. Just some clouds, some hills, some trees. A little bit of personification of the clouds, and just had some fun doodling. Had some fun rambling to you, to y'all, to you folks. The like 10 people that watched the last one. Y'all are real. Yeah, just again having fun with it. Through a little like river, creek, down the middle of the valley. Just give me some of those up close and personal shots. The stars I've talked about. That's what I was mentioning before. Yeah, the drips off the side of that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one. Until then, take it easy.